What's happening, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. Today we are putting on the H&R wheel spacers from Keys Motorsports. Everything that you see in this video is going to be linked down below, but I'm going to tell you a little bit why I'm doing wheel spacers on my stock BMW M2 wheels. They sit really far in and the fitment is just like booty. I'm not the biggest fan of wheel spacers, to be totally honest, but on stock wheels you can't really get that flush fitment unless you run some sort of wheel spacers. And I chose to go with the H&R ones that are sold by Keys Motorsports. They're affordable, they do the job, and honestly they're like the easiest thing to install ever. So I'm going to show you guys the before and after, and obviously how to put them on, and kind of like all the tools that I'm using to do this job. But first let me go ahead and show you how it is set up now with just stock wheels, stock fitment. I'm dropped on KW Haas kit, so height adjustable springs. And the drop is perfect. I absolutely love the KW suspension, but the stock wheels are just sunken in like super far, so it just looks kind of weird, to be honest with you, especially when it's like lower to the ground and the wheels just sit within the fender well. It drives me insane. So I wanted to put some wheel spacers on. Some people are for these, some people are against them. For me personally, like I said before, I don't really love wheel spacers, but until I get my actual wheels that are fit perfectly with an offset for this car so it is flush without running a wheel spacer, this is kind of the best way to remedy that fitment issue without having to actually buy new wheels. So let me show you how the car sits right now. All right guys, so here we are. Like I said, I'm not running any spacers. You can just see how sunken in that is. Like you can't see any tire, any wheel, anything. It's definitely nowhere near flush. So that's the front one, super sunken in. And then same thing with the back. It's kind of hard to get an angle of it. But there you go, you can see it. So to be dead honest, like you don't need much on this car. I'm gonna do 10 millimeters all the way around. I looked up on the Beamer Post forums and that's what someone who was running the exact same suspension as me had, and they had no rubbing issues or anything. So I went with 10 millimeter spacers all around, and I'm gonna show you guys what that looks like after we install them. Let's go ahead and pull the car in the garage and get this process started. All right, we got the M2 in the garage, and this is a very easy install, you guys. I'm just gonna assume that some of you maybe have not done this before, but a wheel spacer literally just sits in between the wheel and the hub. So obviously we'll need to take off the wheel and then go ahead and throw the spacer in, tighten everything down to spec, and we're just gonna be using the jack, obviously my low profile jack, and then here are the spacers. I have my impact drill with my socket, and then I have a breaker bar, break things loose, and of course my torque wrench. So that's really all you need to complete the job. And here are the actual spacers themselves. These are by H&R, and like I said before, I went 10 millimeters all the way around. I did do some research on the forums and I found someone who is running pretty much the exact same setup that I'm running with stock wheels, KW Haas kit, and spacers, and he went 10 millimeters all the way around, and it looks absolutely perfect. Like everything was flush. There's no rubbing or anything, which is exactly what we want. I'm not like a big fan of poke. Like I don't want wheel poke. I don't want tire poke. I just want the tires to be flush with the fenders. So that's kind of like the setup that I go for. And it also just gives the car an overall more aggressive stance. It looks way better, especially in photos and on video, once you actually have the flush fitment on the car. I also have the wheel stud conversion kit, which makes it a lot easier for me because I don't need to buy extended lug nuts. With the stud conversion kit, these are long enough to where I can throw on spacers and not really have to adjust anything. So that is another positive about having the stud conversion kit. I mean, these are awesome. I have these on all my cars and I absolutely love the stud conversion kit. It's made everything so much easier when I'm taking on and off wheels and, you know, putting on spacers and stuff like this. So let's go ahead and jack the car up, get this process started. One thing that I do want to note for you guys is that if you have like any corrosion around here, it might be a good idea to take a wire brush and kind of get in there and clean that up. I already kind of cleaned mine up and I put some anti-seize lubricant on it, so I'm good to go. But literally this is just as easy as taking the actual wheel spacer, placing it onto the car, and making sure that it is entirely flush. So that is completely flush on all sides. Feels good, feels solid. And we're just gonna go ahead and throw the wheel back on, tighten everything back down to spec. When it comes to torquing the wheels, I believe the proper torque specs are 88 foot-pounds of torque. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's 88 foot-pounds of torque. You guys can comment down below and correct me if I'm wrong, but it's somewhere in that ballpark. So that's just what I've been doing for the longest time now, and it seems to work fine. So once you have the spacer on, go ahead and throw the wheel on, tighten everything down, and you're good to go. All right, I will torque that down once I drop the car. Let's go ahead and do the back one real quick. So just like that, we got the spacers on. It looks pretty good. As far as the wheel is like perfectly even with it. These tires have a little bit of stretch to them, so the tire fitment's obviously a little bit different, but it's much better than it was before. So it's just no longer sunken in as bad as it was before. I probably could have gone more aggressive, like 12 millimeter or maybe even 15 millimeter. But I kind of wanted to play it safe, to be honest with you. And in case I ever change up the tire size, I should be okay. But yeah, this looks a lot better than it was before. So you can see right there. And that's with 10 millimeter. It's nice. It's exactly what I was looking for. So that's it, you guys. I mean, it's like super easy. What I like to do is torque these down, and then I'll ride on them for a couple of days, and then I'll come back and just check all of the lug nuts to make sure they're torqued down and nice and tight still, so anything hasn't moved. What I usually do is just head over to the forums, and all of the forums will have people who are running different size spacers with different size wheels, and that'll kind of give you a good idea of what you're looking for. I knew that 10 millimeter wouldn't be like the most aggressive setup, but I really didn't want that. I just wanted something that would kind of remedy the fitment issue, but still play it safe. I didn't want to rub the inside of my fender or anything and deal with that. So 10 millimeter all the way around was literally perfect for what I was looking for. It just looks way better. Such a better stance to it. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the other side, and then I'm gonna go ahead and pull the car out and show you guys the entire thing outside in its glory. And then you guys can see it with the 10 millimeter spacers all the way around. And the other side is complete, just like that. Looks nice, looks nice. Probably the easiest install you'll ever do. All right, let's pull her out. We're gonna go for a little drive, make sure there's no wobble or any weird rattling or movement. Just wanna give it a little bit of a test drive to make sure nothing is seated improperly. We gotta go get that washed first because this thing is filthy. But just cruising right now at what, 45, 50? It feels good. Everything feels tight. I don't feel any wobbling. Doesn't feel like anything is loose. I might go ahead and do a little freeway run later just to make sure, but as far as I'm concerned, we are good. All right, hope you guys enjoyed that little video. I'm really happy with the spacers, no issues, no rubbing. Fitment is pretty much spot on. It's really, really nice. It's definitely something that you can tell in person. It has a much meatier, wider stance to it now. And it looks really good. I mean, the back is spot on. Spot on. It seems that the front has a bit more stretch in the tire, so that's why you still get a little bit of gap, but probably could have gone 12 millimeter. I think it's I think this is perfect for now. So the wheels that I actually get will have a proper offset, and they'll sit much more flush without having to use spacers. But, you know, if you're not looking to get new wheels and you just want a little bit better of a fitment, this is a good way to go about doing it. All right, so there you guys go, spacers, very easy. Keys Motorsports, thank you for sending them out. Use the H&R spacers, simple to put on, affordable. Everything that was used in this video is gonna be linked down in the description. If you guys need any of it, go ahead and pick it up. But we're gonna wrap this one up. Thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe, comment down below, stay healthy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.